What's good with y'all, man? It's your boy Will back with another video. Now today, we're going to be bringing up an interesting topic. Happy 4th of July to y'all. Y'all should be seeing this video on 4th of July as long as I get it out early enough for y'all. Let me know how y'all like these afternoon drops. I've been kind of trying to drop more like middle of the day. I just be trying to test stuff out before the season start, man, you know. I usually sometimes post at like midnight, and I'll be seeing some of y'all like immediately click the video at midnight. Love some of y'all that be doing that got the notifications on, but we're gonna see how y'all like these little afternoon drops down. Today, 4th of July, I did an afternoon drop last night. I'm doing this one today, so this will probably be like my last 2 or 3 this week. But anyways, though, we're gonna be getting into this video, and it's gonna be about, is it Super Bowl or bust for Deshaun Watson, Myles Garrett, and the Cleveland Browns? We debate. All right, so there's a couple of different sides of this, you know. It's a couple different ways I can attack this question, and I feel like as Browns fans, you got to kind of be unbiased and attack the question at hand, because you know we kind of like, you know, demi ourselves down. So I will say, for one, let's look at it from a unbiased standpoint, and let's look at it from a un-Cleveland standpoint. Let's take our roster, rip the Browns name off, rip the city of Cleveland off, and let's just say this is the Seattle Seahawks, this is the Minnesota Vikings, this is the Chargers, the Dolphins, the Patriots. Like, with this roster, would you say it's Super Bowl or bust? You probably will say it's probably the closest thing to a Super Bowl is probably, you know, getting there, or AFC title game or bust. I would say it's the AFC championship game or bust. If I'm looking at this roster at a whole, it's really no holes. I think that they should get to the AFC title game at minimum if you look at this roster compared to other rosters. So you could make that argument for Super Bowl or bust. I think saying Super Bowl or bust for any team that's not the Kansas City Chiefs, the Cincinnati Bengals, well, shit, I guess you got to do, you kind of got to put the Browns in that category because they're right up there on the roster side with it. The Bengals, the Chiefs, the Bills. And then we go on to the NFC side, the 49ers, the Eagles. Those are all Super Bowl or bust teams. I would put the Browns in that same category if we're looking at it from roster to roster. You know what I'm saying? Looking at the offensive line, and out of that group, the Browns got probably the best or the second best offensive line. The Browns got either the best or the second best cornerback room. The Browns got the best running back. You know what I'm saying? One of the best tight end rooms out of that group. You know what I'm saying? Quarterback is right up there. Probably a top 5 quarterback in that group. You know, I would take Deshaun over Jalen Hurts. I would take Deshaun over whoever the 49ers throw out there. No, I'm not going to take him over Pat Mahomes or Joe Burrow right now, but I will argue that for Joe Burrow in a little bit. But yeah, if you look at let's look at the best defensive player. The Cleveland Browns out of that group, I got the best defensive player in Myles Garrett. So it's no reason that the Browns shouldn't be in that Super Bowl or bust category. That's facts. You know what I'm saying? When you look at, if you put Myles Garrett on the Eagles, they're still going to be Super Bowl or bust. You know, so no matter who the quarterback is. So just with that roster alone, as long as Watson's a top 10 quarterback, you got to put him in that Super Bowl or bust category. Just off the roster. Now, if we look at it from a realistic or Cleveland Browns standpoint, like, all right, this is the Browns. You know, when we attack that angle, I think you just want them to make it to the. I think you just want them to win a playoff game, honestly. Now, where you could combat those arguments at is, all right, for example, it depends on how you lose. That's for one. And for two, let's say that the Cleveland Browns win a playoff game against the who would be an AFC, or not an AFC, the 7th seed. Let's just say we beat the Dolphins in the playoffs, right? Home playoff game, we beat the Dolphins. Come out next week, we play the Bills. Lose to the Bills. But our roster is better than the Bills. Why did we lose to the Bills? How did we lose to the Bills? Those are all going to be questions that's going to need to be answered. And that's all going to be in the result of how we lose and why we lose. Because if we got a better roster than the Bills, our quarterback is playing at the same level of play that their quarterback is playing at, why did we lose that game? That's when questions needs to get asked. All right, is it coaching? All right, does this defense need to be revamped? All right, does somebody need to be fired? You know? So that would be the questions that get had. Once we establish that Deshaun Watson is good, then everybody's expectations for this Cleveland Browns team is going to go to Super Bowl or bust. Period, point blank. No matter how you look at this argument, no matter how you want to go about it, and no matter how y'all feel like, hey, we Cleveland, we suck, we've been sucking for years, that's all facts and true. But if we come out there and we see the best quarterback we had since Bernie Kosar, or we see a top 10, we just see a quarterback better than 2020 Baker, you know what I'm saying, a top 10 quarterback level, the expectations for this team is going to skyrocket because, oh, shoot, you got Nick Chubb, Myles Garrett, Denzel Ward, Greg Newsome, the entire offensive line, Zadarius Smith, Grant Delpy. Then it's going to be like, whoa, they got him. They should win the Super Bowl. So I think it is a Super Bowl or bust. Now, the arguments you can say is like this Browns team that don't know how to win, but at the end of the day, Deshaun Watson doesn't win a playoff game. Myles Garrett don't want a playoff game. Denzel Ward don't want a playoff game. We don't want a playoff game. So we don't have experience winning and going on the road and winning games. So there's no excuse for that. You can't say that this team don't got continuity. The defense been playing with each other for a minute. There's no excuse for that. The only thing you can say is that Deshaun Watson and his offense hasn't been playing together for more than a couple years. But that's not really an excuse when Joe Burrow took his team to the Super Bowl. Right or wrong. So, I mean, like, that's one thing I'm going to try to brace you guys for, man. As we get and start ramping up on the season. Like, once the season starts, it's either going to go two ways for the national media and for our hope. You know what I'm saying? Either Deshaun's going to be bad and we're going to suck and we're going to hate life. Or Deshaun's going to be good and the expectations is going to go through the damn roof. We're going to expect to make it to the title game. We're going to expect to make it to the Super Bowl. When you got a good quarterback with that roster and a decent head coach, there's no excuse when you're a better team than the other team. You get what I'm saying? We're going to expect that to happen. So then when that doesn't happen, and I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but if that doesn't happen and we lose in like the second round or we lose to like a worse roster team, that's when questions is going to be had of why did we lose? How did we lose? Was it injury? All right, if it's injury, let's run it back. Now, if it wasn't injury, why did we lose that game? What position group failed us? What head coach failed us? What special coach, what assistant coach failed us? What player underwhelmed? That's when that question is going to be had. So as soon as that we see Deshaun, is he good or is he not good? The expectations for this Cleveland Browns team is going to skyrocket. So no matter if we talk about it now, no matter if y'all say they should win at least 7 games, as soon as we see that we have an established quarterback, everybody's expectations and wants and desires is going to change. Because even though that we're Cleveland and we haven't won nothing from the beginning of time, we haven't had a quarterback. You guys don't know how it feels. I don't either. I can't complain. But, I mean, nobody knows how it feels to be like, all right, we got the ball last. We got Deshaun Watson. Call that. It's over with. Close the game, Deshaun. Or we got the ball. We got Watson. We got a quarterback. We can go into any game possible and say, our quarterback can outplay your quarterback. Let's go win this damn football game. Once we have that level of confidence, then we gonna start acting like we fucking Steeler fans. Like, we're going to be extreme. We're not going to be in our back of our head like, yeah, but we're Cleveland and we always lose. Y'all, we ain't never seen no good quarterback. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying Baker was trash. Baker had a good year. And even that should show y'all how we feel about our team, because when Baker was playing good, we expected to make a run. You know? And I'm not saying Baker was better than Pat Mahomes or Baker was better than Lamar, but even that he was like competing with them, we expected to make a run based on our roster. So when if Deshaun Watson shows he's a top 8 quarterback, undeniably, when that happens, the entire national media, the way I feel, the way you feel, is going to completely change, and it's going to go into Super Bowl or bust. So I'm not going to say a Super Bowl or bust now. I'm going to say that It's going to depend on what Watson looks like when this season comes about. It's going to depend on how good and how elite he is compared to other quarterbacks. Because if he's a top 8 quarterback, it's going to be Super Bowl or bust, and it's going to be every single week a roller coaster, and your emotions is going to be high. Because we never expected this. We're not used to this, and it's not unrealistic to have those expectations when you have a great quarterback and a great roster. So that's my take on it, man. Y'all comment down below how y'all feel about it. Like I said, we're doing a 1K sub giveaway. We're giving away a ticket. Just comment dogs. Make sure y'all locked in, sub with me. You know what I'm saying? This on my little dogs archive where I come up here and I just talk and kind of give you guys like a mini podcast, but in the YouTube version. My name Will, man. Y'all always want to comment down below. I'm going to take y'all comments once a week or once every 2 weeks or once a week. Take all y'all comments and I'm gonna make it into a video, like the 3 or 4 best comments. So if you ever got a question or you ever want a topic you want me to talk about, always comment down below because I'm gonna be able to react to it and bring it up to you guys, okay? Appreciate y'all, man. Y'all like and subscribe. Y'all have a good 4th of July. I'm out. Peace.